Hello, everybody. So today I'm going to review another interface for ChatGPT or for AI called PDF.ai. And I'm going to, as I've done in the past, try to test it or take it for a test ride and see how good it is in terms of looking at academic documents and whether it's useful for academic research or scholarly work. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so here we can see that it's called PDF.ai. And I think if you just went into Google and you put in PDF.ai, you would come to this interface for ChatGPT, basically, right? So what is it? Let's see. It says in terms of its for legal agreements, the financial reports, PDF.ai brings your documents to life. You can ask questions, get summaries, find information, and more. Yeah, so it's similar to other programs that I have reviewed, like ChatBTF, Humata, um, and Redoc, a bunch of different programs that allows you to upload a document like a PDF into this interface, and then it allows you to specifically chat with that document, right? It keeps the document as the main focus of the, if you will, the chat session or the conversation that you're having with the text. And I've found that quite useful in the sense that you can then use a program like this interface with AI to have it examine a specific document, a document that you want to look at, right? So I think that's quite useful. And let's see if it's as useful as some of the other programs that I've reviewed, like Humata or ChatDoc or ChatPDF. And I'll put those links into the notes below, so you can take a look at some of my older reviews of those programs. But let's just look at what's available here at PDF AI. When you click on the pricing, it basically says, it's free forever if you're just asking 500 questions per month. So that might not be enough for some people, but for some casual users, that's probably enough. The maximum file size is 100 megs. And yeah, it doesn't have any of the other extra features that the paid or the enterprise um, uh, subscriptions allow. I'm just going to use the hobby or whatever, the free version right now. It allows you to only upload one PDF. So I guess what you can do is you can only keep one up there. And I've already registered. And what I did was I uploaded this document, which I've used as a test case for almost all of my tests. A very old document called Postmodernism or the Cultural Logic of Late Capitalism, an old document about this thing called postmodernism, very famous article by Frederick Jameson. And again, I like using this document because it's a very well-known document. There's been much written about this. And also it allows us to know whether it's referring to some of that other literature around this article, right? This topic of postmodernity or postmodernism, or whether it's sticking specifically to the document. Okay, so you upload the document and then you can click on the document that you've uploaded. I imagine when it said for the free version, it only allows one document, that you'd have to come and delete this document and upload another document if you wanted to look at say, a series of documents. You couldn't keep it in a queue. So I think that already is one of the limitations. Humata, ChatDoc, ChatPDF, Redoc, all these other interfaces with ChatGPT allow you to, in a sense, have a variety of different documents in a file folder. This one only allows one. Okay, let's click on that. So yeah, so it opens up, if you will, the article on the left. And here already, before I started this video review, I already kind of asked a few questions, and we can review the ones I just asked before I turned my camera on. So here is the article on the left, which is a PDF of the entire article called Postmodernism or the Cultural Logic of Late Capitalism. And one of the first questions I asked here was, what is what are the key issues in this article? And it says, Key issues in the article. The key article raises questions about identifying a moment of truth within the moments of falsehood in postmodern culture. I'm not so sure if that is one of the key issues, but okay, let's go with that. Maybe it is about moments of truth, but I wouldn't say if you ask me, is that the main um, issue under investigation? I would say probably not. Number two, it also questions whether the dialectical view of historical development leads to passivity and helplessness by obliterating possibilities of action. That's gobbledygook. That doesn't really help me um, understand what that is. The decision revolves around the possibility of effective contemporary blah, blah. The relationship between postmodernism and the fundamental mutation of culture's social function in late capitalism highlighted. That's kind of it, I guess. It's useful here, like Bing Copilot and other types of AI interfaces to GPT, to large language model. It's giving me the citations. If I click here, it should bring me to page 34, and it's highlighting where it's getting this answer. So I can see that in this highlighting. Yeah, in fact, we can identify some moments of truth within the more evident moments of falsehood. Yeah, but it's interesting that that's the number one thing it put. That's the key issue. That is, in fact, not the key issue. I would say the key issue is identifying what is postmodernity and how is it a feature of late capitalism. It should have said that. Okay, so and then I asked, why did you select page 34 here, right? Because it's where did it go now? Oops, here, let's go back. Yeah, it's right here. Why did it select this passage? And it said, I'm sorry, there's no specific mention of page 34, which is odd because it has told me to look at page 34. And then I say, you cite page 34. And it says the document doesn't contain any information related to page numbers. So now it thinks that I'm asking about a specific issue of page 34 within the document. So it's actually misunderstanding what I'm asking. And then I say, what are the key issues again? And then it restates it. I was hoping whether I did that because I was wondering whether it would tell me in a different way, a different rolling, let's say, of the large language model. But I can see that the answers are very, very similar. It's the first one is the moment of truth question. And then the second one here is the dialectical development, the same. Possibilities of culture and a mutation. Yeah, it's the same. So it gives me the same answer the second time I asked it. However, now you can see that it's given me not only page 34, it's also saying it's citing page 3. So it's a bit different. And then, oh, so yeah, it's interesting because this is an aspect of the article about postmodernity being a cultural dominant, but it's not actually mentioned in the bullets. And then also it's citing page 5. And what does it say here? Page 5. What happens is that there's a more powerful image of some increasingly total system, blah, blah, blah. Foucault's notion of prison comes to mind. Yeah, again, that's not very helpful. I think the program is getting a bit lost in the weeds. It's not able to step back and give me, if you will, a more kind of view of the article from kind of like 30,000 feet, which is what I'm asking it, right? And then here I say, can you rewrite it without the bullets? It says in the text, the author discusses the unique style of San Francisco poet belonging to the language poet or the new sentence movement. This poet's work showcases this is pretty much, I think, gobbledygook. Yes, there is the mention of poetry, but I'm asking it to rewrite what it's written here about the key issues above without bullets. Okay, let's restart. Let's um, here. Let's go into the prompt library. It says, "Don't know what to ask. Try these." Here, give me a summary of the document. Let's see what it says. I'm sorry. That's not very good. Okay, it's seeming to fail here. What's the main subject of this document? Oh, here we go. The document primarily discusses the decentering of the subject or psyche, exploring the shift from a once existing centered subject Okay, yeah, that's a bit long-winded. To more fragmented or non-existent subjectivity. It delves into the relationship between expression, individual subjectivity, historical context, blah, 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 blah. The text connecting historical. No, I would say this is not helping me. So if I was a student or a scholar interested in getting a grasp about the importance of this article, Postmodernism or the Cultural Logic of Late Capital by Frederick Jameson, I would say this is not really helping me. This is actually making it more obtuse, and is not really helping me get a grasp of the main issues. Let's see if we can ask one more thing. I'm a high school student, and I want to understand the key issue of this document. Can you summarize the top 3 issues for me in plain English? Okay, that's hard. Let's see if it's able to do that. Okay, this has gone really off the rails. It's now not even writing to me in English. I don't even understand what's going on. So let's say I'll go back to here. Let's restart this maybe. It's probably going to remember everything. Is it possible to no, it doesn't. There's no way to delete any of these things. It just gives me the prompt library. Here's the settings. Preferred response language is in the same language of the question, which is weird. I have that setting, but it's speaking to me in Spanish. So that's really odd. What else can it do? And then I could download the chat, but I don't need to do that. And then I question ideas. Yeah. Here, let me say, is this document about postmodernism? Question mark. Yes, the document is about postmodern. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. So maybe it was confused at first. I have no idea why, but that is not making me very confident in the system if it starts giving me gibberish and then also starts speaking to me in Spanish. The document discusses the concepts of postmodernism. Well, there you go. That's what I'm looking for. Highlighting it, how it is a cultural dominant rather than a style, the shift from high modernism to postmodernism, emphasizing the incorporation of cultural elements. Yes. It touches on the social implications and the ideological. Yes. So that's a much better, if I was asking for a 1 paragraph summation of the article, this is a much stronger one, right? Yeah. But why did it take all of this time to say that? Let's say, okay, can you elaborate? Oh, interesting. Okay. Why is it saying I cannot elaborate? Okay, I don't find, I'm starting to find PDF AI not to be a very powerful AI because it's obstructing my, if you will, attempting to query this document. The other programs that I've tried, like Humata, Chat PDF, ChatDoc, Redoc, all of these other, Charlie AI, they allow me to actually have an interesting query conversation with the document. But here it seems like PDF.ai .ai is a bit obstructive and is not really helping me. Okay, let's give it one more chance. Let's say, can you summarize the key issues into 3 main points? And create an outline for me because I want to start a research project. I'll just do it kind of vague. Let's see if it can do that. Here it goes. Yeah, okay, so it's actually here, it's actually reproduced what it reproduced here. So that's good. It's actually written something shorter. It's actually more succinct. And then the key points. Yeah, postmodern hyperspace transcends human capacity to navigate map surroundings, leading to disorientation. Yeah, that is an aspect of it, but I'm not so sure if that's helping me understand why it's part of this notion of a cultural dominant, right? Or whether what is even late capital, right? Because it's saying postmodernism or the cultural logic of late capital. Postmodernism, yeah, it talks about multinational capitalism. That's better, maybe. And then this notion of periodization. Okay, so I think these last two bullets are good. I'm not so sure about the first bullet. Um, okay, well, I'll unshare my screen and I'll kind of give you my final thoughts. So you can see how I kind of struggled, I think, with using PDF.ai. I tried to use the similar document that I've used in other tests of these interfaces to ChatGPT, like Humata, like ChatDoc, ChatPDF, these programs that allow you to upload a specific document. And I've often uploaded this very document and tried to interact with it and query it and ask it to do things with the document. But in this case with PDF.ai, I'm really unsure whether it's very friendly to me as the user, even though I'm trying my best to be friendly with it. But I think that I probably would not come back to it. It spoke to me in Spanish, so um, I would be a bit worried about about using it in any kind of scholarly academic way because it's not making me confident in my interaction with it. And some of the answers I felt, having read that article many, many times and known it quite well, I don't think the bullets that it's offering me, especially in the earlier part of the conversation, was very useful. In fact, it was, I think, in fact, misleading. Whereas I think some of the other documents, some of the other interfaces I've used in other reviews, like Humata, ChatPDF, ChatDoc. These were more useful and maybe more on point. So in summary, would I use PDF.ai? No, I don't think so. I think there's other, if you will, options that are stronger, that are better, that are easier to use. This also only allows you to upload one document. So that could be a limitation in terms of its ability to hold many files in one folder. Okay, so I'll leave it at that. That's my review of PDF.ai. Hope you found that useful, and I will see you next time.